Hey, Rick here, 28mm RPG. Just do a little bit of a GM's diary. Up and coming is Travelers Series 3. We will be adding 2 more players to our current lineup, I hope. Hoping Dave will be back with us, and possibly, maybe a new member might pop in and join up with us as well. We're taking a slight break of just one Sunday to do a Cypher system game. So it's going to be a kind of a quick adventure to get started. And a lot of us, a lot of us players in this group want to get into doing more Cypher. So that's a thing. And it's a very good system for playing Theater of the Mind, more so than Traveler. And because the ease of system is a lot more fluid, so there's less rolling, and damage is already kind of predetermined. So with addition of depending on how well you roll, could also add to the damage. So keep that in mind. There won't be any damage rolling. It'll be just all straight off, up against the challenge rating throughout the entire game session, which is interesting. I need to get a new chair. This thing's squeaking too much. So with this next Cypher adventure, we're just doing it just the once for a Sunday, so everybody can kind of see and give their feedback on what they think of the gameplay that we portray through that. And then if we get a good response, we will continue on broadcasting that one on the Monday. So every second Monday will be the Cypher game. And then we will also go back the Sunday thereafter with our third season of Travelers. So the next adventure of Traveler is going to be, as well as this Cypher adventure, they're both going to be planned adventures. More of me writing way more stuff down than ad-libbing a lot of it. So we're going to have a little bit more fluidity through the gameplay. But yeah, it was fun to ad-lib, but I prefer to have just a little bit more prep to the session. So we will be doing that. The sessions, obviously, once again, starting Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Mountain, which is the 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, and they usually run between 2 to 2.5 hours at the most. And once again, more action. My games will be much more action than, making you bored to tears with all this theatrics or whatever. No grids, once again, for combat or anything. Once in a while, I will show maybe a picture or something for everybody to kind of key in on and share the same kind of imagination. In a sense, just things to so that everybody's all on the same page. Oh, this is what this looks like. And yeah, just some imagery. That's about it. Nothing more on I mean, if I do show a map, it's probably from an NPC drawing it out, and then everybody kind of keying in on it as if it was a physical map, not something that you throw tokens on and do the combat, because it just drives me crazy, because it's just way too much fiddling around for me, and I would just rather be doing the NPC stuff and describing things more than trying to set up a combat on the fly. And it's I just don't like that. Traveler does have the rules for damage and stuff like that, and sometimes I have to go ahead and click things to make sure that the damage rolls are going properly. Yeah. When you're playing in real life, it's a lot more fluid. You say, okay, well, you need to roll, the 5 die, and you're good, or 3 die plus one, or whatever it is. Uh, Other than that, um, yeah, so I just want to make sure everybody was updated here that watches our videos. I thank everybody for showing up. That was a good turnout of people watching our stream. So it was awesome. But yeah, we're gonna keep on doing Traveler. Don't worry about that. That was a concern that somebody brought up with on the chat last night. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, we are continually going to be playing Traveler on Sunday nights. Just having this one Sunday of playing just a Cypher game, and if that works out, like I say, Monday will be that day for the rest of it. And if everybody wants to tune in for those, it will likely be maybe a little bit earlier start. We haven't really decided promptly yet how that's going to run. I know a couple of our members, they work in the same spot as places I do, so I know their times. Sometimes they will be off, not too early. So we might be able to get in like an 8 o'clock start or something like that. My time, of course, Mountain. So we'll see how that goes. As far as the my GM diary impressions of our game last night, I just want to say, yeah, there was a couple of situations, mostly yeah, we kind of pulled back from a lot of the role playing, like pure role playing in character. And although I wasn't gonna say anything or try to force anybody to get back into character, there was a few Q&A questions that were brought up, and other than that, yeah, but it was fun. We went through the session. It went through faster than I anticipated. There wasn't any. There was a couple of situations where they could have been some sort of negotiation going on, but instead it just went to outright combat. So, and there was a couple of other mysteries that weren't quite found out, but hinted towards, and that's okay. If they ever come to this planet the next time, there'll be some uh, different things going on. That's for sure. The yeah, there was a situation in there where I can't blame Spencer for being aggravated for not being able to continue on with a turn that he took. However, it was a situation where Spencer basically Errol Flynned his way down the legs of the robot and dropped into where he would want to be fighting this guy down below, which was an automaton. Well, not an automaton, it was an avatar that was being controlled by somebody with some sort of virtual reality unit. And at the same time, Josh's character fell to the ground. So, way I was seeing it, Josh was going down. Spencer was going down with finesse. So, obviously, he would be going a little slower than Josh's abrupt impact onto the ground. Fortunately, there wasn't any damage done to Josh because the impact, the armor absorbed most of it. It just kind of pulled the air out of his lungs. But he was there right on the spot where instead of the NPC fighting him outright right there, he was more concentrated on what Spencer was doing coming down. And I allowed for the next round, because basically it was basically the one combat round for them to get down, and the next round would start. Josh went ahead and grabbed the guy by the legs and tried to make him tackle him. That was kind of roughly unsuccessful-ish, but it was enough to distract him so that Spencer could go ahead and do a double attack on him from behind. So I was going to allow that as kind of like a compensation for his little bit of aggravation that he couldn't go right away again. So, I can understand his point of view, and but to me, the combat was flowing normally ish, because I basically go with whoever's talking first, and if we go ahead and get to the second round, abruptly, that's what we were doing, and so it worked out. The combat continued, and it flowed through. Other than that, yeah, there's we ended up kind of going over things that I had kind of set up on my notes here, but never got into, because they just kind of ran through a lot of the area, understandably, because they're trying to get to their ship. So, but all in all, it was a very eventful, short session. It concluded with them flying off with basically 3 new crew members, the Lord Overton and his security detail, his 2 guards. Also, one of the NPCs recovering now from a shot to the head, which was quite the situation. I thought there was going to be a negotiation, but nope, there wasn't going to be any negotiation with Spencer's character Rye. So that went the way it went. Said okay, I was going to give him a chance to get the shot off if he could, but he would have to beat the opposing roll for dexterity, which he did not make. So obviously, there was the combat ensued. People got hurt. Fortunately, there is a recovery happening, so not a death. Although it's going to be interesting seeing how that recovery goes. So, not everybody recovers from a near fatal wound, especially from a vital point as the head, and comes out the same. So there will be some interesting things about that. So yeah. Well, hopefully everybody shows up for the next couple of sessions, meaning you Youtubians. That was cool to see a larger number of people turning up for the sessions. So awesome. Thank you guys for giving me some sort of support and showing that maybe I am having some sort of entertainment value to my games. And that's the thing, I don't want things to like drag on and be I have to kind of say this like gently, because like Red Moon is a really good YouTube group, very thematic, theatrical-ish, because they stay in character all the way through the session, and they have their interactions between characters, which kind of feels more like watching a episode of some sort of BBC presentation, Dark Shadows or something like that, where it's just, except less action. So I know a lot of people may watch that kind of stuff, especially me, and practically fall asleep. And it's not because it's bad. It's because, well, it's a good example of role playing and how to be in character, even with the mechanics being introduced, for roles and stuff like that. But the thing is, if there's not a lot of action going on, you're going to put your audience asleep. So, and that I don't want to do. I don't want to put you guys asleep. I want to have you guys going, on the edge of your seat. What's going to happen next? Kind of idea. So, um, yeah, there's not a lot of stuff going on the peripherals. Like you see an image and everything. And I try to present everything for you guys to see, what's happening. You guys get to see all the die rolls happening as well, so you can see that I am not trying to fudge things, and trying to keep a good clean game as far as the chances are. And you guys can judge the way you will in the chats. I don't really pay any attention as I'm playing the game, because I'm too involved with, especially with making stuff up on the fly. And that was part of the challenge of this was, okay, let's see if I can do this with so little prep, and come up with something that seems rather entertaining, and we get it through the entire story of this planet. And I thought it worked out pretty well. Um, but the thing is, I would rather have a little bit more prep, and that's what I'm going with these next couple of sessions, is having a little bit more stuff written down, more focus, and contingencies for different things, written up for just in case situations. And hopefully and I know I can do the ad libbing the adventure through a good portion now, so that helps. I've been playing role playing games since, let's see, roughly since 1980. So, although I did get Gamma World in 79, I didn't, it wasn't until later on that year that I was introduced so I could understand what this game was all about, because I never actually played it until much later after we were introduced to the old school D&D, and we played a few games of that. We were like, wow, okay, this is cool. This is how we should be playing the Gamma World thing, and that's what we did. We started playing Gamma World shortly after that, and it was all through the 80s, 90s. Mid 90s, I stopped playing. I ended up being too involved with music and that sort of thing. So, and then I got married, had kids, and by the around the time of 2006, 2007, I started thinking about getting back into role playing games, and I ended up hitting up a group of Castles and Crusades players through Fantasy Grounds, and got in through that, and just played online with them for a while. But discovering once again, that everybody plays a little differently nowadays, and it's more, uh, with the third edition rules and stuff, it was more palatable to use a grid and do the moves and all that stuff. Keep everything straight and aligned to your turns and all that stuff. You can only do certain things and blah blah blah. And I kind of felt like, okay, if this is the new thing to do, then that's the way it goes. So here we are. I'm trying to get back into role playing and have everybody else kind of on the same page. And yeah, it's been a struggle. It's been interesting, but we'll get there and see how it goes. So we're reaching the 20-minute mark here. I thank you guys for popping in and enjoying my streams. And we'll you know we'll have more coming, so don't worry about that. Um, I'm dedicating at least, you know, one of my days off to do the role playing thing. So, anyways, if you guys like what you see and all that, I'm going to be putting in a lot more effort to this sort of thing as well. More imagery and stuff like that, more AI to be introduced into my general YouTube videos. And yeah, if you're interested in that sort of thing and you're cool about following kind of, you know, what I'm doing here, feel free to hit that subscribe button because it's cool. And I put a lot of work into all of this. So subscribe, please.